Hi, and in this video, I'm going to share the right and the wrong way to enter into relationship. All right, these are two common paths that women and men get into connection and relationship, and one of them is setting you up for an incredibly powerful, expansive, loving relationship, and the other is setting you up for a frustrating, depolarized, boring, and inevitably unsuccessful relationship. Okay, so it's important to know this distinction and to look at how have you been entering into relationship in the past. Okay, because knowing your pattern in this can help you change it so you can have better relationships. All right, so we're going to dive into this, but before we do, take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and don't forget to click that link in the comments and caption. I have created some awesome training that's going to make a huge difference in your connections and relationships with men. So I want to start off with a simple premise, right? That every relationship is defined by the energy that we bring into it. The dynamics that you have with your partner, the type of relationship that you have, it is going to be sort of like locked in by the sort of energy that you enter into that relationship with. So let me paint a picture for you, right? You're with a guy, you've been dating him for a little while, and you want to move forward into a relationship. Well, there are two energies that you can bring to that next phase, towards the transition into relationship, or towards the transition into deepening that relationship. And which energy you choose to come from is going to make a huge difference in whether or not that relationship succeeds and how it feels to be in that relationship. All right. And those two energies, right, are empowerment or fear. And unfortunately, I have seen so many women enter into a relationship from a space of fear. So what does that look like? It can look a lot of different ways. First off, it can look like settling for a good enough relationship. It can look like just being with someone so that you're not alone, right? Those sort of like stagnant, boring relationships that you just sort of like slide yourself into just because it's something that's there, you know, or because you're afraid there's nothing better out there. And even while you're doing it, you don't feel good in your body while you're doing it. Right? Have you ever been there? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And the other way that women get into a fear-based relationship is they will pressure their partner to propose to them. They will pressure their partner to ask them to be in an exclusive relationship. They come from a space of fear, right? And being like, well, I've wasted enough of my time, so, you know, you need to move forward with this, right? Because they're afraid of things getting stagnant, or they're just afraid of wasting any more time, right? So when you do that, right? When you pressure a partner into proposing to you or into asking you to be his girlfriend or whatever else, and you're coming from that space of fear or sort of like intimidation with your partner, first off, are you coming from a masculine or a feminine energetic space? Obviously, right? You're coming from a masculine space and you're emasculating him by forcing him into something that maybe he doesn't feel ready for yet. So either side of this coin, right? Whether you're fearfully just accepting a relationship or settling into a relationship that you don't really want, or you're fearfully pressuring a partner into a commitment, either way, that's not going to get you what you want, okay? Whereas if you come to a relationship from an empowered place, from a place of, I know that I am high value and I know that I'm worthy of a wonderful connection with a man, and I have expressed my boundaries to him. I have expressed my desire to be in a relationship with him. I'm not afraid to say that I want a commitment, and that's what I feel that I deserve, right? Like when you're coming to him from that space, that empowered energetic space, and you're not pushing or pressuring him to sort of like give you that connection or relationship, that is going to inspire a man and activate him to step up and into his masculine power, and he is going to actually want to be in that sort of connected relationship with you, and then he is going to claim you. Okay. And I've had some pushback, right, from some members of my audience on the word claimed, in that they feel like it's a disempowered word. Oh, that I need a man to claim me, to come up to the ivory tower and free me from it. That's not what I'm saying, right? Being claimed is a man recognizing your value and recognizing the way that you see yourself in such a deep way that he says, wow, I don't just want to like kind of like settle or slide into a relationship with this person. I want to claim this woman as my queen. I want to claim this woman as my partner. And I did this in my own relationship with Callie. I recognized very, very early on that this woman was so high value and such a sweetheart, and she just had so many aspects that I wanted to be around and integrate into myself, and I wanted to share my life with her, that I made a very conscious and decisive move to claim her very early in knowing her and connecting with her, right? And that happened because she held herself in such a grounded, empowered way. She didn't push me for anything, right? She was simply being in her feminine grace, right? With total ownership of her value. She was super embodied and just super relaxed about who she was. And it was very activating to me because I didn't feel any sense or any agenda from her whatsoever. We just had this beautiful connection. And because of that, at the first opportunity I got, I claimed her. I asked her to be my partner. I asked her to be my girlfriend, and we have lived happily ever after since then. And it's been super beautiful and super expansive. So, but it's the energy that we entered into the relationship with, right? This energy of empowerment and expansion and feeling like we both were the best possible outcomes for each other that led us to that space. So I want you, this is your homework for this video, is I want you to look at your past relationships and maybe your present relationship and ask yourself, what energy have I been entering into relationships with, right? Because if we have, self-worth issues, if we have, identity issues where we see ourselves as maybe not good enough or not worthy of a wonderful partnership, or we're afraid, we're constantly in scarcity around men and around relationship, a lot of times we're going to enter into relationship from a fear space, right? And when those relationships are fearful, you know how it turns out. It doesn't turn out too fun or too great, right? So if that's where you've been entering into a relationship with, know that you can shift it. I used to enter into a relationship from a fear space. And through doing a lot of inner work, healing myself, and really taking ownership of who I was, and learning to love myself and be in a healthy relationship with who I am, I've now been able to shift that, and now I enter into all my relationships from an empowered and grounded place. And I know that you can too. And if you're curious and exploring more of that with me, be sure to click that link in the comments and caption, because I'm always releasing new trainings and giving you new tools and sending out really great emails that will help you heal those wounds and step into your deepest, most authentic, most powerful, and most worthy expression. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video, what resonated with you, and how you're committed to either shifting or continuing to embody the energy that you show up to a relationship with. And be sure to stay tuned for this next video that really builds off of what we've just talked about, right? It's called Become Unforgettable to Him. And in this video, you're going to learn how to be so empowered and so high value in the way that you show up to him that he's going to want to claim you. He's going to want to step up and want to make you his queen of his world. It's a very powerful video. It's an older one. My hair is much shorter, but it's really worth the listen. So check that video out, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. So I want to give you some simple things you can do in the way that you show up to a man that are going to help him really see and feel and understand you and inspire him to want to be with you as a high value woman.